Hello, and welcome back to another old school movie review. This time we're doing a TV show, a Netflix original, The Punisher Season 2, as compared to The Punisher Season 1. So, The Punisher Season 2, compared to Season 1, was a fucking miracle. Season 1 was alright. It's not that memorable. I just remember him in a bunker and this guy that wouldn't put in a code for him or some shit, and he was like, if only this guy would put in the code, he could get the information. That's all I really remember from Season 1. And I guess Russo at the end, of course, you're reminded that he destroyed Billy Russo and crushed his face with glass. And in Season 2, you find out what happened to Russo. He was in a fucking coma for a while, then he was like fucking paraplegic. He was like a quadriplegic for a while, then he was like a paraplegic, then he was like, and then he kept recovering and recovering and recovering, and by the time you see him in Season 2, he is physically recovered, but mentally he is quite damaged. And his therapist, Christy, I can't remember her last name, but this woman is trying to find the best in this man, and well, eventually she sleeps with him instead of giving him proper counseling. But that's just one of the stories. This season 2 starts with the Punisher, and he's just chilling. You know, he's driving. He's on a road trip for him to find himself. And he finds himself in this bar, and he meets the barmaid, or the, what do you call him? The barkeep, anyway. And he makes a connection. And this connection is strong enough for him to come back the next night and to see this woman. And unfortunately, on this second night that he visits this bar, he runs across the path of a young lady in her late teens who is a bit of a con artist, and she gets herself in some trouble because she took some intense pictures. Anyway, there are some bad people after this girl, and the Punisher decides that he is going to protect her from all this onslaught of oppression, because he doesn't even know why at the time. He doesn't even know why. He just wants to protect this girl because in his mind, she's innocent. Let me light this thing up. So, you got the Punisher, Frank Castle, Pete Castiglione to some. You get him protecting this girl from all these crazy killers. There's all kinds of people trying to kill her, and you don't know why. And eventually, they escape the bar, and they get on the road, and they get even more people attacking them. And so eventually, by the second episode, they're holed up in a motel, and you still don't know why these people are trying to attack this girl so violently. And I won't tell you now, because we're already 4 minutes into this review, and if I haven't caught your imagination yet, then I guess you should just give up on the show. Anyway, I'm going to get back to talking about the show. In the second episode, they're holed up in a motel, and this girl is not speaking. She is not talking about anything that's going on. She will not tell him anything. So what does Frank Castle do? He just ties her up and puts some tape over her mouth, and he tries to get himself some rest, because it's been a long-ass day. So he ties her up and keeps her prisoner while he gets himself some rest. Well, the next day, eventually, after he gets her some food and some sustenance, who do you think shows up at the door? More killers. More people trying to kill her or take her out or get what she has, which we still don't know what she has. We still don't know what's important to these people. So anyway, that's just the first couple episodes. So it just gets more intense from there. You got the Pilgrim who is behind trying to attack this girl. He's kind of like a man of mystery, and you don't know much about him until later on. He kind of opens up and you find out more about him later on in the season. And then you've got Billy Russo, who is in this stage of progression where he's talking to a counselor and he's in a hospital and he's attempting to get out and he's attempting to get his old life back. So these two different storylines are running parallel, and back and forth. It just makes for some great television, and I'm really sad of this trend that Marvel is canceling their Netflix original shows, because, I mean, the last season of Iron Fist was so amazing, the last season of Daredevil was so amazing. I can't wait to see the new season of Jessica Jones, the last hurrah of these shows. I'm betting it's going to be really good, and I can't wait to see it. Marvel, bring back these shows on their own streaming service. A lot of people are contemplating on whether or not that's actually going to happen. Who knows? We're all hoping for it, and I think the outpouring of love for these shows on Twitter and maybe even Facebook will show Disney that these characters deserve another shot, and they deserve to continue on until, I mean, the 20s and the 30s. I mean, is it too early to start talking about the 20s? The new 20s. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see Punisher in the new 20s, and I want to see Daredevil and Iron Fist, and even Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and Defender Season 2 limited series. I want to see it in 2020 or 2021. These characters are not dead. People love these characters, and I hope this video shows that people still have a lot of enthusiasm for these characters. Don't restart them. Keep the same actors and keep the same creative staff. Just keep the story going. There's no reason not to. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Punisher Season 2, if I haven't convinced you to watch it yet, just put it on. Just don't even think about what I'm saying. Just put it on. You'll get drawn in. There's a little bit of action in the beginning. There's a little bit of romance in the beginning. And